Well, someone had to make this video sooner or later. Anyway, guys, welcome to a very different video. This video I've been thinking about doing for a long time, but I never did it because everyone was talking about the Spider-Man movie, and then I did my review of it, and then all of a sudden I just went under for a while with the Spider-Man stuff, and then Sony said that they're gonna have out next year a Miles Morales movie, and I was like, you know what? That's it. There is one Spider-Man who I believe should get his own movie. Same thing with Batman Beyond. People say is Spider-Man 2099. 2099. Spider-Man 2099 deserves his own movie, and ever since I've played Shattered Dimensions, Edge of Time, the character has grown on me. I've started liking the character. I started doing research on him, and I started liking him more and more and more as time went on. And this is a character who I can, look at and say that's Spider-Man. And that's the thing with me. I'm so picky about Spider-Man that I'm very critical about who's Spider-Man, you know what I mean? So I'm very critical about that type of stuff. So that's why I try to make sure it's done right. And, Spider-Man 2099 as a Spider-Man, I think he is a good Spider-Man in the comics in general. One of the very few I can look at and say that's Spider-Man, and that's a big compliment from me in the comics. You already know a couple that I don't consider Spider-Man at all. Spider-Man, I don't. You know them, so I'm not going to really. You subscribers know, so I'm not going to really go into much detail about that. But we're going to focus on my pitch now. Now, like I said, I've never done a pitch for a movie before, but I really wanted to get my thoughts out there because I feel like that this movie could be essentially like Blade Runner meets Spider-Man, like a very futuristic world where it's colorful. It's okay. Let me back up. So let's talk about the environment and how it should look, because that's probably one of the biggest concerns, especially with Batman Beyond. With Batman Beyond, I feel like would not be as hard to do as it would be for Spider-Man 2099, because in Spider-Man 2099, you got all these buildings that are like floating, and you got these buildings that look completely like just so detailed and designed that it's almost like you would have to at least make the rest, like the background environment, CGI, unfortunately. But I think it can be pulled off with the technology that we have now. I think we can have buildings in the background that look realistic but look so crazily like futuristic. Like, I think that's possible, and with all the movies experimenting with CGI lately, I feel like that it is possible to do that for an environment for Spider-Man 2099. Now, how will we do we would probably use practical effects for, being inside buildings and stuff like that, so not everything has to be CGI, but a lot of things are probably going to have to be for the sake of the fact it's got to pop out, it's got to stand out a little bit, but not in a bad way, because you have to be in the environment too, and that's why I feel like the environment has to shine, it has to pop out at you, but not in a bad way where it's like, oh, that's totally CGI. No, like you look at it and it's like, are you sure that's not real type of. That's the vibe that you should get when you would look at the environment for this movie I would want. So I thought about this. I even did a little bit of research before I made this video. I wanted to see if I could find an actor or actors to play the characters I want in this movie. As far as Miguel O'Hara, I don't know who I would pick to play as this character. Maybe that's why a lot of people don't know how to do Batman Beyond or Spider-Man 2099, because you don't know who to pick, like a young actor to play this. I mean, it shouldn't be super difficult, but because the character's not like with Batman, for example. Batman, Terry McGinnis, and Bruce Wayne are completely different people. They got different personalities and so on and so on. But if you want to get technical, and if you watch the Justice League and the Justice League show, then you know that somehow they're genetically father and son. I don't know if you don't like that and if you don't count that as in part of Batman Beyond. I don't know, but we're getting off task here. But Spider-Man 2099 is not in any way connected to Peter Parker. Has he met Peter Parker? Yes, but he's doing his job. He works at Alchemax, of course. He's trying to make the abilities that Spider-Man had to make people enhanced, and that's pretty much the plot. Of course, it's an origin story. I mean, it's never been done before. You have to do an origin story for this movie. But yeah, it's basically gonna be the origin story. But I do have an interesting villain that I think could be good if it's done right. Because that's always the thing. CGI is not really a problem as long as it looks realistic enough and as long as, the character looks correct. And that's why for the villain, I wanted to do the main villain as Scorpion. Now, if you know 2099, that Scorpion, it looks like a giant realistic scorpion. And it looks pretty terrifying. So, it's one, in Spider-Man 2099, he has a lot of villains that are pretty damn scary and pretty over the top, like just vicious. So I don't know. We would have to maybe dim them down a bit. I don't know because these villains are pretty vicious. And Scorpion lays eggs in this, so yeah, that would be a sight to behold. Well, at least it won't be humans he'd be fighting, it'd be some scorpions too, so that would be kind of cool. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't fully thought this through, but I just want to get this out there because I feel like it needs to get out there. Alright, so let's rewind it back. Let's rewind it back. Let's tell you some of the things that I would put in this movie. I don't know if I would put a love story in here. I feel like if you know Miguel, his backstories and stuff, not very good with the ladies. He has some trouble because then, because he cheated on one of them, and it was crazy if you read them. I mean, I didn't read them, but I read about it somewhere, and yeah, his love life is not really good. So he doesn't really have a love life, is what I'm trying to say. So I don't know if I would. I think maybe I would push the love thing to the side. Maybe we just don't need that for this because we should already just be invested into the character and getting to know the character, not into the love interest or whatever that we would do. Plus, I don't have any idea who I would consider for him to be a love interest with. So I decided to not even do a love interest with this movie. But like I said, it's the origin story. He's working at Alchemax trying to develop the Spider-Man abilities to enhance people. Of course, we're going to do the thing where he gets, turned into Spider-Man because of Aaron Delgado. What is his name? Aaron Delgado. One of his what do you call it? What do they call it? Employees or colleague, or yeah, I think it's colleague. And yeah, we're gonna do it that story. And when he turns into Spider-Man, yes, he's gonna have a visual change. I would probably use some practical effects. Like, obviously, what I would do is when he turns into Spider-Man, give him fangs. We're gonna give him some fangs because he's got fangs in the comics, and we're gonna give him these whitish eyes. for that part. Obviously, they're gonna settle down, but because the oversensitive of the lights, his eyes are oversensitive of the light. That's why later when he's probably on the street or something, he'll probably be wearing sunglasses because so majority of the time, as his human form, he'll probably be wearing sunglasses unless he's inside. So that's the thing. So what else can I talk about here? Or because I pretty much threw everything out there. I want to try to organize this as much as possible. I want to do the part there's a part in the comics where Miguel accidentally slices someone's throat, and because of his claws, he didn't know it was an accident. So I wanted to add that part because I wanted to use that as a building mechanism for him to start learning and trying to be this hero. Because if you remember the original Spider-Man, obviously, Uncle Ben gets shot and he just learns with great power comes great responsibility. Miguel is not Peter Parker. That's the thing. So you'd have to try to do Miguel a different way as far as like him having motivation to try to be this hero. And of course, at first, we're going to do the thing where he's trying to, get rid of it, because like Bruce Banner a little bit. But the difference with that is he's at the end of the movie, of course, he's going to embrace it, and that's to take down Scorpion, and that's what I really wanted to do. Now, I was talking with my brother. He was telling me, oh, well, what would be a good idea is if we, if you put old Peter Parker in there or something. And I was like talking to him, I was like, I don't know about that. That seems a little over the top. And right now, obviously, I would want to dodge Marvel because Marvel I'm not 100% with right now. So whenever the Marvel Cinematic Universe is over, maybe that's when I'll come in and try to do this movie, or hopefully someone does it, hopefully in a good way. But yeah, I don't want any Peter Parker elements. I think this has just got to be its own thing. No connections at all. Just its own thing. I would want to see how well it does, obviously. But if I would even consider making other ones, he's got a bunch of different other villains in this. In his universe, so that's the thing. He's got a lot of interesting villains, and that's why I was sitting there scratching my head. I was like, who would be the main villain? But ultimately, I went with Scorpion because I wanted Scorpion to be. Because we get those villains where the villain is a bad guy all the time. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm stealing the idea from Shattered Dimensions, almost. Have someone from Alchemax convince Scorpion or his real name, Crone, to get him what he needs, and he will try to turn him back into a human because he accidentally gets turned into the Scorpion. So. Well, what I would do with that is I would try to make it so it's like the audience understands, but at the same time, it's like what he's doing is wrong. Because I do like it, but it sometimes it does get to the point where it's like the villain cliche, oh, he's just doing this because he's a bad guy type of thing. Well, this one I would want to start with this a little differently, where it's like, he just wants to be human again, and Spider-Man's in his way. So that's why I picked Scorpion, because I felt like that would be a better choice for the main villain. Because I want to start out with a good villain. I don't want to start out with Venom or Hobgoblin. We've seen Hobgoblin a million times. We've never seen Scorpion. We only saw Scorpion in Easter egg at the end of the credits of Spider-Man: Homecoming. That was dumb. So that's why I would want to go over the top with the Scorpion design and try to make him look as vicious as possible. Because but besides the viciousness, of course, you know, you want the human elements. Sorry. But yeah, like I said, that's pretty much it. That's my pitch essentially. You know, the origin story. Then we would mix it with the Scorpion, and he gets turned into the Scorpion, and Miguel's gotta stop him. But of course, Miguel is struggling because he doesn't want to do this. What happened to him was an accident. So of course, at first, I want him to be kind of not used to his powers. Obviously, he's got to learn everything. And it's cool because Miguel's got some interesting stuff. You know, he's got the claws, he's got the fangs that one bite, you're paralyzed. It's awesome. You know, he's got the enhanced eyes. Like, he's a very interesting character. And I want to add the free fall elements. There's going to be some free fall elements in this movie. I think it would be fantastic. Just, like, have a scene where he's, like, just free falling and just, like saving people from Scorpion, just throwing them out of their cars or something. I don't know. Like, just go over the top with it. It would be cool. It would be really cool. I haven't really thought about the suit. Obviously, I'm just going to use the suit that is his suit. But yeah, man, I want this movie to be made. I do. Now, it wasn't, like I said, this wasn't a really good pitch. I just gave you ideas and things I would do with the movie. Unfortunately, I don't have actors. If you guys had actors, maybe write the actors in the comments. That would be cool. I looked it up. I was trying to figure it out. I even looked at people who I didn't even know to try to play it. And I was looking at them and I was like, no, that doesn't seem like the right look for Miguel, or that doesn't seem like the right guy who I would cast as Scorpion or Crone Stone. You know what I mean? So it was kind of hard for me to, and then to cast his little brother Gabriel, or you know his little brother's girlfriend, or his mother's, or his father. Like, it's like, I got lost with the actors thing. I didn't know who to do for actors at all, man. I did not know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I think another thing I want to add in this movie is I want to add the slow motion. If there's gonna be some slow motion, because he can run. He's very fast, obviously. Oh, the accelerated decoys. I gotta remember to put this accelerated decoys. That would be so cool. I even thought about this one time. Like, ooh, you know what would be really cool? Like an accelerated decoy is just like fighting Scorpion, and then all of a sudden he just disappears, and then Miguel comes out of nowhere and just punches his lights out. That would be cool, man. Like, I don't know. Like, I like to think about this stuff sometimes because it gets me hyped up. Because that's what I would want to see in a movie. That hypes me up. Seeing 2099 free falling, just in the CGI-ish environment city, like, it would just look so good. Like, it would look really cool. I'm telling you, like, this is a way better idea than anybody's got right now. I'm not kidding. Really, anybody, really, Avengers Infinity War? Okay. Justice League? That movie, I don't know what's happening to that movie. Like, the cinematic universes, Disney and Marvel having their own Netflix streaming, this is a better idea at this point. I'm serious. I'm glad that I did this video because I just want to get off topic of all the stupid stuff with Marvel and DC right now. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like my ideas? Do you guys think that this movie does need to be made? Because I think it does. I think this movie deserves a shot. I think this movie should be even in consideration, or should be even have a script already. Something. Like, there's got to be something for this movie. Like, yes, my ideas are kind of scrambled. Yes, my ideas are kind of all over the place. But if I was able to put them all together, I think that this movie could be pretty good. Like I said, I'm not a director. I mean, I've been thinking about being one in the future, but I don't know. Like, if this movie doesn't get made, you bet your ass I'm gonna make it, because no one else is gonna make it. Because this movie, I'm telling you, this movie's gonna be good. Like, all I need to get is a Latino Irish dude. Like, that'll work. Like, something. You gotta start somewhere. You gotta start somewhere. And I guess the way I'm starting is just presenting the idea to you, because that's what makes people start to talk. And this movie, I think, needs to get made. This movie, I think, needs to have a chance to shine, because I would rather go and watch this than another standard Spider-Man movie at this point. I want something new. I want something fresh. I want something that you haven't seen before. That's why I liked, Doctor Strange, for example. I've never seen Doctor Strange in a movie before, even though I know they totally screwed up the origin. But I never seen him on a live-action movie before. That's what I mean. I want to see Spider-Man 2099 in a live-action movie. I want, like, another good example, Wonder Woman. That movie right now is like breaking box office records. It's because it's new, it's fresh, it's something that's never been done before. And I think this movie, if you do this movie, Marvel, someone, I don't know, like, if you do this movie, I can guarantee you this is a good idea. It's a good idea. It's new, it's fresh. Yes, is it going to cost money? Yes. Is it going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass to make? Yes, especially the CGI. But I think this can get pulled off. That's just my opinion. Like I said, I think this is a good idea. So let me know what you guys think. Give me some actors maybe in the comments, maybe a director. I was thinking about Sam Raimi, just because, I feel bad because he got screwed over with the, regular Spider-Man after Spider-Man 3. So, maybe I would have him do it. But if not, I don't know who I would pick as a director. Let me know who you would pick for a director also, because I'm completely lost as far as, like, directors and actors. As far as some action scenes, some certain parts I would want to put in the movie, or like certain moments, it's just, it sounds great in my head. Maybe not to you guys, but if you I want you to think about it. Think about it for a second. Think about Spider-Man 2099. And think about it like an awesome scene, an awesome live action of seeing him fight Scorpion or something, or free falling. Like, that idea gets me excited. You know what I mean? So, but like I said, let me know what you guys think about this. Spread the word maybe. Let's get a Spider-Man 2099 movie going here, because I really want that. So, anyway, guys, like I said, thank you for watching, and I'm out of here. Up and away. See you guys.